1. Boeing C-17 Globemaster III. Designed by McDonnell Douglas, who later merged with Boeing, the C-17 Globemaster III military plane was manufactured to replace the C-141 Starlifter and is the largest workhouse owned by the U.S. Air Force. Inducted into service in the mid-1990s, the Globemaster is used by the United States and various NATO countries, including Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, and India, among others. Originally, about 250 of these planes were built, and they are significant because they can take off and land even in unprepared airstrips and runways that are unpaved or unimproved. Because of this, the C-17 is a very convenient plane for the military to operate, and it can accommodate an Abrams tank, 3 Apache helicopters, or 3 Stryker armored vehicles. Two. Ilyushin IL76. With a payload capacity of 50 tons, the IL-76 plane was manufactured to deliver machinery and heavy vehicles, to name a few. It will operate efficiently even in short or unimproved runways, and it will even land safely in extreme weather conditions, making it a very reliable plane. NATO calls the plane Candid, and it is the first Soviet 4-jet heavy transport plane. 3. Xian Y20 Chinese transport aircraft. Since it began production in the 1990s, the Y-20 aircraft is considered fairly new, and it was adopted into the Chinese Air Force in 2016. It is a 200-ton military cargo jet that offers a payload capacity of roughly 60 tons and the ability to carry tanks and large combat vehicles. 4. Antonov AN22. Even today, the Antonov AN22 airplane is the world's largest turboprop-powered aircraft, and it has been around since 1965. With a payload of 80 tons, the AN22, also known as the Ante, can even outperform the Boeing C-17 Globemaster III. This military plane has been nicknamed Cock by NATO, and it has been used throughout the Soviet Union for various humanitarian and military airlifts. Five. Antonov AN225 Mariah. Designed by the Antonov Design Bureau, just like the AN22 was, the AN225 is the largest and longest aircraft ever created. Known as Mariah, or Dream in Ukraine, the Antonov AN225 was originally built for the Buran space shuttle in the Soviet Union. 6. Tupolev Tu-160. There are currently 16 of these airplanes still in use, and it is a supersonic heavy bomber that can travel at twice the speed of sound. It is called the White Swan in Russian, and it has a takeoff weight of 300 pounds, which is quite impressive. 7. Lockheed C5 Galaxy. Used by the U.S. Air Force for a variety of heavy intercontinental range strategic airlifts, the C5 Galaxy is the predecessor to the Boeing C-17 Globemaster III in many ways. In addition, the Air Force has used this military plane since 1969, and it was used in conflicts in areas that include Iraq, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Yugoslavia, and the Gulf War. 8. Boeing 747 Dreamlifter. The Boeing 747 Dreamlifter has been flown since 2007 and is a wide-body cargo plane and a more advanced version of the Boeing 747-400. It is also known as a large cargo freighter, or LCF, and it was originally manufactured to make sure Boeing's parts and components got where they needed to go in Boeing plants located all over the world. 9. Antonov AN124 Ruslan. In service since 1986, the AN124 Ruslan airplane is used by the Russian Air Force, and there are 55 of them still in use today. It is nicknamed Condor by NATO and is still the largest military transport aircraft in the world. It has a maximum payload of 150 tons and can accommodate loads of all sizes and types, including combat vehicles, helicopters, Russian tanks, and much more. 10. Kawasaki CE2. The Kawasaki CE2 military plane is used in Japan and became operational in the year 2016. It is a medium-range military transport plane that has a typical layout for this type of plane. Its maximum payload capacity is more than 37 tons and it can accommodate 120 troops, 1 UH-60J helicopter, or 8 standard air cargo pallets.